Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Wally, and you are now tuned into Playboy Hustlers TV.
Hey, this the king of melodies beat.
Listen, I'm back with some more Thomas Sowell. You already know I label him the truth teller. You know what I mean? He always tell it like it is, baby. Hey, before we dive into this right here, this is called Why is the History of Slavery Hidden in Schools? I mean, why is so much other things hidden from schools? You know what I mean? Like the truth. Basically, you know what I mean? So listen, man, before we dive into this, listen, if y'all want to go ahead and support the channel, make sure you hit the link in my description. You can go ahead and buy me a coffee. And don't forget, man, my Patreon is up. So if you want to become a member, you want to see early access exclusives, make sure you go run it up, all right? So with that being said, let me stop wasting your time and let's go ahead, baby.
Tom, reparations. We began by talking about disparate impact, the idea that discrimination is so deeply embedded in the American experience that it can take place even in the absence of an intention to discriminate. So this argument, which is that there's some basic flaw or sin that's still with us, comes up in the case for reparations. Longish quotation, but it sets something up. But from Ta-Nehisi Coates in an article in The Atlantic entitled "The Case for Reparations." White supremacy is not merely the work of hot-headed demagogues, but a force so fundamental to America that it is difficult to imagine the country without it. And so we must imagine a new country. Reparations is the price we must pay to see ourselves squarely. The wealth gap merely puts a number on something we feel but cannot say, that American prosperity was ill-gotten and selective in its distribution. What I'm talking about is more than recompense for past injustices. What I'm talking about is a national reckoning that would lead to spiritual renewal, close quote. And Tom Sowell makes what of that?
Well, explain it.
I already know what he about to say, man, because I'm feeling like how he feeling. Some people just are weird with words, yo.
It tells me that I've made the right decision not to read The Atlantic for decades.
Yo, race hustlers, man, be careful with them, y'all.
Slavery is a very big subject. I have in my home an entire bookcase of books about slavery in various parts of the world and various times of history. And the sad fact is that slavery has been a universal institution.
For real, I look at it like this. Slavery started with the strong taking over the weak. You understand what I mean? Listen, if you soft, you got to work for me. What you gonna do? I'm gonna bully you. And then I believe throughout the times, people saw something and they seen differences and they said, yo, let's use this against the people. And they don't even have to do it themselves. They got the people doing all the work for them. You can look at TV today.
Thousands of years, as far back as you can trace human history. And what we're looking at is if slavery is something that happened to one race of people in one country, when in fact the spread of it was around the world. In 1776, which is when Adam Smith published The Wealth of Nations, as well as when the United States got started, he said that Western Europe is the only place in the world where there is no slavery. And even the Western Europeans had vast numbers of slaves in the Western Hemisphere,
yes,
but not in Western Europe itself. And so if you're going to have reparations for slavery, it's going to be the greatest transfer of wealth back and forth, and between
And this is what people don't realize, man. They just playing a game with you guys, yo. Not my followers, you understand? We smarter than that, baby. You know what I mean? Not my peoples. We way smarter than that. You dig?
Cross-hauling, as they say in the railroads, because the number of whites, for example, who were enslaved in North Africa by the Barbary pirates exceeded the number of Africans enslaved in the United States and in the American colonies before that.
But they're not going to tell you that, you understand me? Because it will not work in their favor, you hear me?
Put together. I know, but nobody is going to North Africa to ask for reparations because nobody is going to be fool enough to give it to them. Here we have intellectuals who can imagine a different history from the rest of the world, even though it's so similar to the rest of the world.
You know what I mean? Hey, listen, There's always two truths. It's the truth and the lie. You understand what I mean? Because, hey, they will make you believe that lie. You heard? You see it nowadays, right? How many of y'all believe in Santa Claus, right? Alright, with that being said, hey, if you think I deserve a chance, make sure you hit that like, definitely subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Yeah, man, leave a comment. Let me know what's your thoughts on this right here. If you have any more suggestions from Thomas Sowell, make sure you drop it in the comment, alright? Yeah, most importantly, don't forget, if you want to support this channel, go ahead into the link in my description. You could buy me a coffee, or you could become a member of my Patreon, alright? I will see you in the next one. Love, baby.